this is Aromie here. Welcome back to our live Baxter DLC. We're here, finished with the craft store. And you're sure you have enough time to drop us off before work, Terry? These two are so cute together. No problem. I don't want to cause any trouble with your boss.
No way.
Don't worry, it's not like I can just leave you here with 50 million decorations. Someone would have to be strapped to the roof of Baxter's ride to make everything fit.
Okay.
Alright, thanks again for this. Hustling, you stuffed the various bags into Terry's car. It was fortunate his van had so much space, but even then it was filled up. Maybe you could hold some bags on your lap, some of the bags on your lap. Baxter noticed a conundrum and hummed at the massive bags remaining. It resembled a tentacled monster when the wind whistled by and waved transparent plastic needles.
I can do that.
I can take the more delicate pieces and store them separately in my trunk. Jude and Scott's home isn't ridiculously far from the city. I don't mind popping over there first. Thank you, but are you sure? You don't need to go through all that trouble. Hey, it sounds good to me. That'd be handy. Of course, let's pack them securely. Soon enough, the van was once again on the road with Baxter's car bringing up the rear. Does anyone remember how to get to Jude's home?
Oh,
Well... She quickly pointed her finger to the right, only to earn a laugh for her effort. I'm kidding, but wouldn't it be funny if we got lost? I wonder if Baxter would follow us or keeps his GPS directions. Please don't. You have work, remember, Terry? Plus, I'd rather not mess with Baxter. That's a bad idea. You're right. Speaking of, right, there's my turn. Okay, red car. Could you let me over? Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I need to take the fast way anyways. Oh, come on! Do you know how to drive? Terry drove back the rest of the way to home base with his occasional commentary of the abilities of the other drivers on the road. He noticed a few vanity license plates that made him wonder about the person behind the wheel. Miranda chimed in with creative theories, usually that it was a secret code. The conversation flowed enjoyably easy between the two. Then you arrived. Baxter parked behind Terry's van. You nodded at him on your way to open the back of the car. Terry grabbed a bag and another. Miranda put a bag on each finger, including her pinky. Not to be outdone, Terry threaded his hands through more plastic handles. Baxter made his own massive effort. He took a breath and gathered as much as he could manage. Everyone loaded up. Miranda led the coordinated shuffle to the door and awkwardly bumped the doorbell with an elbow. There was the muffled melodic ding-dong of their bell, and then footsteps. A moment later, Jude answered. Your group, utterly laden with plastic shopping bags bursting with silky petals, must have been the sight. Come on in. You scooted to the side to let everyone through. You maneuvered your bulky hoard carefully so it didn't bash into anything. Unfortunately, Terry got caught on the door handle. Whoops. Jude darted closer and untangled the bag. Terry shrugged with effort and slowly pinched forward until he was completely inside. Is that everything? Nope.
On it.
I'm gonna go get some. He sidestepped around Terry and dodged Baxter to get outside. That was when you noticed Scott trying to usher everyone into the living room. At this point, your arms were regretting taking quite so many bags. Surreptitiously, you began eyeing any likely surfaces you could deposit them. The place was neater than before, the table had been completely cleared off, and the floor must have been vacuumed. Jude and Scott had completely committed to taking a break. Scott directed the group to where the supplies should go. Quickly you shed the weight, and the others were only a breath behind you. Miranda subtly massaged her hands while Terry slumped against the wall. Jude returned with the leftovers, which was still a generous armful of stuff. Now that's everything. You guys needed a lot of stuff. He wiped his brow dramatically, as if coming from the car had been back-breaking labor. It would have been more of a joke if he wasn't actually breathing hard from carrying so much. Yep. Jude did not humor Terry's act and added his armful of bags to the pile. 2 cartfuls took a lot of space. Terry surveyed the scene, mentally checking things off and nodded with approval. I leave this in your capable hands.
Thanks.
Hi, Terry. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, you're a good dude. Forget it. I never let Randy down, or you two also. Miranda brightened at her ever chivalrous word boyfriend. Good luck, Terry.
See you later.
He saluted the team, bounded outside, the door slamming shut behind him on a chorus of goodbyes. In the wake of Terry's big exit, Miranda flopped onto the couch with a sigh. Jude immediately raised an eyebrow. Something happened, Randy. You can talk to us if something is wrong. Nothing, and you're busy. Scott looked at her, face creased with worry, but her expression didn't change. His gaze drifted over to you. He was sending "please help me" signals. Despite his silent plea for insight, there was none to give him. He had no idea what was wrong and was perhaps even more confused than he was. Miranda had seemed fine shopping. She was just joking in the car, but suddenly she deflated and dropped what you hadn't noticed to be an exaggerated smile. You okay, girlie? Despite your best efforts, you were as lost as Scott was. His hopeful eyes were becoming uncomfortable, so you finally broke the bad news with a shake of your head. Miranda was the only one who knew why Miranda was upset. Jude approached his little sister. He tapped her shin with his foot. She pulled up her legs onto the couch, curling into a ball. Is Baxter still here, though? So he sat down heavily beside her and waited for her to get comfortable. Slowly, hesitantly, she began to speak. I just feel bad that Terry always does so much for me and my family. He's a lot bolder than I am. He's amazing and can jump into anything. Terry has always been the one to take the initiative ever since we met. What do I ever do? Nothing. It's unfair. She hugged her knees tightly to her chest.
It's okay.
I think Terry understands. He's so outgoing, he can't help but be involved in everything. You're different. Subtle acts can mean equally as much if they take the same effort. But what if I want to do something bold for a change? Jude snapped his fingers loudly enough to make you jump.
Got it.
You can propose. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you could. That's what Scott did. My big move was asking him to come live with me, but Terry beat you to that one already. What? She gaped at him, completely shocked out her melancholy. Scott, however, was all in agreement. What if it happened at our wedding? That'd be the perfect place for a daring engagement. Yeah, that could work.
I see.
Wedding proposals are traditionally frowned upon. You both are quite gracious to suggest it. Baxter's tone was casual, if anticipatory. Miranda, however, gaped at him, and so did Jude. I forgot you were here, dude. Oh, forgive me for the surprise interruption. Randy flushed with embarrassment and straightened her posture until she sat up properly. She hadn't realized she'd started the heart-to-heart with Baxter in the room either. Oh, he seems so left out. Like, I think they purposely, gave this distance to him. Jude, you're 6 years older than me. You're getting married right now. I'm not proposing to Terry. If I'm not overstepping, why not plan a trip to go away together? A nice vacation for myself and a special someone after spending so much time focused on others would be an incredible gift. It doesn't have to be the equivalent of a honeymoon like Jude and Scott are having for it to be worthwhile. Simple does the job just as well. I'm no travel agent, but you could think about a day trip or staying somewhere overnight. There are some perfectly lovely possibilities. Dude, everything he's doing is just a reflection of our time together during the summer. Miranda tapped the bottom of her lip, considering it. That's a fantastic idea. I can remember a few places that Terry has wanted to visit for ages, and most of them aren't that far. Slowly, her lips lifted into a grin. That spark of inspiration had relit her fire.
Let's do it!
I'll do it. I really will. I'm going to take Terry on a mini vacation. She turned towards you, her voice reassuring. But I'm not going to run off while you're here visiting us, obviously. It'll be later. You smiled, appreciating that she addressed that before you even had the chance to worry about it. Her thoughtfulness was sweet. Thanks. You should really do it. Go on a trip with Terry, I mean. That'd make him happy for sure. You shifted your way as you thought about Miranda's plan. It did seem like a good compromise of doing something different, but not going anxiety-inducingly wild. You could sympathize with being shy, but wanting to dauntlessly charge into something for once. Miranda was taking a chance, and you respected how difficult that was. For as long as you'd known her, she often struggled with confidence. This was a great opportunity for her to try something new. So yeah, she should be proud of herself.
You're really nice.
Thanks everyone for listening to me. I'm sorry for being distracting. We've gotten completely off topic. Hey, the party is not more important than the people attending it. Jude hooked an arm around his fiancée and lightly squeezed. Scott leaned into the embrace. Baxter watched the scene with an air of distant contentment, like an audience member for a documentary. Then he cleared his throat.
Good.
Good luck, Miranda. I should be leaving soon. However, before I do, let's take a moment to discuss what we will do tomorrow. If the centerpieces are the final element, we won't need to meet in the morning. We can decide what to spend that time on now, if anything. Scott and Jude exchanged glances and reached a decision. Jude tilted his head back to Baxter first. We could go clothes shopping, or we could try slow dancing.
It's doable.
Both are doable. We can have a day of formality. This couple smiled and leaned into each other. Jude spoke directly to his fiancée.
Good call.
And we can give everybody else a break. I think me, you, and Baxter can handle the rest. Scott agreed with a brief nod.
Yeah.
The others have done more than enough. It's settled then. Baxter's clear voice filled the room with an announcer's flair. We'll have an eventual afternoon before the big event, but it will be the perfect finishing touch. Jubilant, Miranda bounced, and the couch cushions squeaked beneath her enthusiasm.
So great.
It's so great. Thank you, Baxter. He chuckled and once again tugged at his collar. Thank me after the wedding is over. Yeah. Miranda's attention drifted to the intimidating pile of decoration supplies. Will you be fine finishing the centerpieces? I think so. There's not much to do, actually. Put them together. It should go a lot faster than the other things. That is good to hear.
Goodbye for today.
Well, now, if you excuse me, I won't hold up your progress. I'll see you tomorrow. Jude and Scott especially, but I do hope the entire committee will be there for the last meeting that night.
Wait.
Baxter stopped and focused on Scott. For this special last meeting, why don't we have it here instead of in the office? Yeah, it's not like it'll be your first time coming over. You're already here today, giving advice.
You're too kind.
Inviting me to your home. You're too kind. He wasn't able to answer right away. His brain was probably weighing the pros and cons, thinking of the potential ways that his choice could explode in his face. This matter was far more important than frozen desserts. Well, I would be glad to accept your hospitality.
Okay.
Then we'll be here tomorrow night. Yes, good evening, everyone. Bye. I'll quietly walk over to the door with him. Baxter glanced at the movement to his side and realized that you were doing what you were doing. His eyes widened before he regained control of his composure. It was a blink and you'd missed it, and you'd miss it kind of moment, but you caught it. Quite the gentle lady, huh? You reached forward and opened the door for him, exactly like a gentle lady. Baxter went through with an appreciative nod, but he didn't expect you to follow. Oh, I'm still going. Okay. You led him to the end of the driveway and then to the opposite side of the street where his car was parked. The politeness in his smile began to crack. He kept glancing your way, wondering where in the short trip you were planning on leaving him. You weren't sure yourself, but each time he caught your eye, you felt compelled to continue. You didn't stop until you were standing at the nose of his shiny car. Thank you for escorting me the whole way. You're welcome. Oh, this tension. This tension! He stood there silently for a few more seconds. His features tensed as he robotically took out keys out of his pocket. Baxter unlocked the car and opened the door. He didn't get inside. He kept looking at you, his mouth twisted awkwardly.
All right.
Be safe. You hummed in response to remain rooted in place. Baxter's gaze flickered between you and the car. Could you please move off the street? I wouldn't want to hit you when I pull out. He answered with another quiet hum and sauntered towards his house. This is awkward. What's happening? I'll see him off. Hopping up onto the curb, you balanced the edge so you could watch him leave. Baxter's jaw dropped in disbelief.
Are you sure?
Are you certain that you don't need to return to your friends? I can't wait to pull out until you've gone inside. I don't mind. Are you waiting for me to go back inside now? Is that what's happening? Your mouth pressed into a fine line. You crossed your arms. Baxter swallowed thickly. Baxter's posture strained under your unyielding gaze. He folded his arms defensively. What's wrong? Everything's fine, Michiko. Are we arguing now? You'd given up pretending that he was ever going to leave with you watching. Now you were simply at a standstill. What's wrong? Why aren't you going anywhere? Finally, he smiled again. Since the jig was up, he wasn't going to feel sorry for it.
To be honest.
Honestly, it wasn't my intention to leave in the first place. I wanted to get some ice cream. From an ice cream truck is what I mean. Where? Added context flew from his lips the second his initial response hit his own ears. When I dropped you off here yesterday, I remember this was the general area it covered. I checked online to confirm that was the case and that it had the same route. The longer he spoke, the more he squared his shoulders. Deadass? It was as if he needed to reassure himself that he was still a mature adult to counterbalance his desire for ice cream.
So?
Since I was already here, I didn't see any reason I couldn't patronize the truck again. So that is why I'm in no rush. Please, don't let me hold you up. I'm sure that you're eager to rejoin the others. That's adorable. That is adorable, actually. That is so adorable. What the fuck? It's adorable. Baxter snorted at your praise and remark, but the rest of his expression remained indecipherable. You held your head high and smirked.
I see.
I see how it is. Yeah, I'll text Miranda and let her know I'll be back soon. Baxter carded his fingers through his hair, at the corner of his mouth crooked. At this point, it's out of my hands. You know what I'm up to, and it is a public activity. Who am I to say you're not also welcome to visit the neighborhood ice cream truck? Uh-huh, that's right. So unexpectedly, the two of you looped through the nearby streets, keeping yourselves on alert for any sign of the ice cream truck. Luckily, it didn't take long to locate. The melodious sound of the well-known tune drew you both in, and then it came around a curb. Decked out in faded posters rolling on. We are literally reminiscing everything. Everything. Oh my god. I feel like this is some shit I would write. Decked out in faded posters rolling along under the setting sun. It looked like it drove straight out of your memory. We're literally reliving every memory together. Does he have that necklace? Did I get him a necklace or a bracelet? I got him some type of jewelry, I swear. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.